Welcome to Parental Advisory. It's your host Shana Mwesige, and this is a show in which we talk about different topics with different parents. And again, it's always such a joy having this guest. It's a guest very special to my heart, as always. My very, very lovely, loving, sweet, caring, kind. Should I continue?
Go ahead.
Handsome, funny. You know, he's very loving and comforting. My dad, Shana Mwesige.
I'm waiting for the shock of my day. I have no idea what the topic is going to be as usual. So I'm waiting for the surprise. She has done the introduction. Let's see if I can handle what is coming.
I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think it's going to be very handleable. First of all, guys.
Can you imagine somebody prepares and you have no clue and you're coming on air? So you must be very smart, quick thinker, no research, and just straight on.
But you make it sound like I'm coming at you with statistics and everything. I'm not really. I don't want to like preparing. It's more so like I just get the audience questions, I arrange them, and then I come. We have the same amount of preparation. Actually, it's just that I'm here to bring the questions of the people.
Reading is easy because you already know. Answering what you have no clue. I even don't know what the topic is about, but let's go.
One day we'll do a reverse. You prepare and then I don't, and then I'll see if it's like that bad. And for those of you guys watching us on TV, hi everybody. I know it's late at night, sorry for keeping you up. Those on YouTube that are watching in your free time, we love you so much. And those on the KSTV Uganda app, wow, that's my favorite one.
Yeah,
you know, guys, App Store, Play Store. You can watch us literally on your phones, free of charge. You know, the episodes be remaining, so we love that. So you guys can always watch us, you know.
And KS Radio,
which is where we're on right now.
Okay.
It's lovely to be here, guys. But so we're going to be talking a bit. Why do I say a bit when we're going to talk a lot? We're going to be talking about forgiveness and relationships in a parental perspective, you know. Actually, parental perspective from the child's perspective, but in terms of, you know, parental relationships like child and parent. Okay, we want to talk a little bit about the scars that parents can give their kids, maybe physically at times, emotional scars, how they're dismissed, and then you're just sort of expected to move on.
And the scars that kids give to parents.
But
you thought kids are very innocent and like angels. The kids, I will read the message that one parent sent to me.
I mean, like, I didn't say that they can't scar parents. They can, but I mean,
that came to mind immediately. Yes.
Okay, kids, I know we're not entirely innocent, but for this time, we'll be talking a little bit about our parents perpetrating. Let's see. We're gonna see what my dad has to say about that. The first question is, a lot of.
Before we go to the question, can I read that comment?
Which comment? No, you read.
Somebody sent this to my phone. And come on, open. This one has to recognize. Because you touched it, so it refuses to recognize.
Don't blame me, guys. I don't know why my dad wants to blame me for everything. Just because I was taking selfies.
It feels disrespected.
No, you know what, Dad? If you don't want me to take pictures on your sweet latest iPhone, you can also buy me another one, guys. Some of our phones are broken and they're not working.
This was something that happened. This one says, "Good afternoon, Dad. I'm writing to sincerely apologize for putting wrong fuel in the generator last Saturday." So I don't know whether the generator uses petrol and they put diesel, or it uses diesel and they put... Is
that not like an honest mistake?
No, listen. Now, last Saturday, when there was no electricity, I realized my mistake may have caused inconvenience, and I'm really sorry about this. This happened due to wrong information that I got from somebody about the fuel that because he was not around that evening. I take full responsibility for my mistake and kindly ask for forgiveness, please. And this person was asking me, before I say, so this person responded and says, "You're useless."
The father?
Yes.
But that's not nice.
Wait. Do you know what happened? The generator system broke down and it cost the father 2 million.
And the father could afford that?
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can understand the
So
anger,
now they lost a generator because one child could not even sniff. Even as you open the generator lid, you can tell.
Doesn't all fuel smell the same?
No, it doesn't, you see.
No, see, I wouldn't know that.
You see.
But
so the smell is different. So you go, you see, even in a car, by the way, if you will get your own car, make sure as they fuel.
You say, oh no, petrol.
Tell them petrol, because do you know what happens? When they put in the wrong one,
oh, you spoil your engine.
the engine is gone.
And you have to get another one.
And do you know how much an engine is?
A lot.
Maybe 10 million.
Jesus. Just get a new
and
car.
10 million can buy a car these days. So there are certain mistakes that are so costly and so annoying. So this guy said useless. Why? Because how can you go to buy without knowing what you're going to buy?
No, but you didn't read the message well.
No.
The kid, is it a boy, is it a girl? I don't want to, whatever, anyone. But they said that the person that usually works on that generator told them something that was wrong information, and they took responsibility of that. Now, if like, for example, if someone sits at a gate, yeah, and like the ones that open and close, and they say that, oh, every day the people of this house come at 10 sharp. So at 9:55 you go to use the bathroom. Actually, no, you go like at 9:50, and on that day they come at 9:50 because you're in the toilet. Then they come and they say that you're useless.
Do those people have to make an appointment to come to their own
No, but
house?
like, it's just an example. Like, you have like okay, that's not a good example. Let me say, oh yes, every Friday, if someone's cooking, they say in this home every Friday we cook nuts with fish. So on that Friday, you go to cook nuts with fish, but on truth be told, on every Friday, they cook meat. Then they'll call you useless, but you were given information from the person that cooks, so you can't really blame.
If there is a change, verify.
But there wasn't a change.
Now, you see, this is what you, the Gen Zs, because you think AI will do it.
But did you say, where did AI even come from there?
Wait a minute. Because you think it will be fixed somewhere. Somebody, government, Balaam, somebody is dumping and is saying, Balaam, you're dumping in a swamp, and then it's flooding. Oh, this government. No. Responsibility begins by verification. Yes, you are now going to do something. What type of fuel goes in?
But because they told them, now if it's a diesel generator and the person
the money,
that told them petrol.
Was the person in absentia the one giving the money?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
So if you're receiving money and you're going to buy.
But usually, I know this is even an icebreaker, guys, but like, see, usually when you're inheriting a job, they tell you, like, the best person tell you about the job is the person that came before you. Like, when I was entering council, when I was in student council, we had the people in the previous posts explain how things work. It's only until, maybe we made a few mistakes, we're like, okay, so now this one was wrong, now let's do it like this. Some of these mistakes happen. It's just very unfortunate that mistake cost this parent 2 million. I'm very sorry. At the end of the day,
and then they lost a generator.
I'm also very sorry that you lost a generator.
Now when power goes, they're in the darkness, and the child is okay, because he's going to blame somebody else.
The child isn't fine. They're also feeling sad. At that point, maybe the useless was warranted, but I just feel like, that language could have been better. But
so let's go now in the forgiveness. This gives you an idea.
So
I've disarmed you now.
You've not disarmed me. That was so random, and I'm just like,
mine was random
where
too.
Where do I even start from now? You've just completely switched my preparation.
I've given you a test for your own dose.
That's such an interesting scenario. My God.
That's how I'm. You see, every answer I've been giving, just like that, no preparation, no idea. How do you come on air to speak on national radio and TV and you have no clue? But the person is reading, your host is reading notes. Let's go.
Okay, so we're going to be talking.
I got you there.
That's very funny. But okay, so do you think here that children owe their parents forgiveness for some of the scars that their parents gave them as they were growing up?
There are scars everywhere. And I would say kids have luxurious scars. Parents have real scars.
Oh my God, it's not a competition, Dad.
No, it's not. Nobody's competing for scars.
No, but no, you see, but you can't say as one scar is luxurious and then one is real. You're minimizing the scar of someone else.
Should I tell you a story?
No, we don't want stories.
The beauty of my age, when you interact with people like us, those are the experiences. Can I give you a scenario here?
Okay, sure.
This is a true story. There was a gentleman that was doing very well financially. So he had a son, took him to the best of the schools that institutions could offer. And then he had an adopted daughter. Now, time came, the father lost a job. And the father tried to keep a bold face, trying to show that he is really trying. I cannot really move from maybe Muyenga and go to Kisenyi or Kawempe or Boise or something.
I don't really know a town like that, but let's assume it's far.
Yes. So yeah, it's far. So, no, you cannot come from a bungalow to a slum.
Oh, that's true.
Or to a one-bedroom. So
I mean, you can, but pride is a very big factor there.
Yes, because how do you even...
Also, they were renting.
So they were renting something small. And because of the connections that were there and the status that had been built, like Shana, you've been to the States already, you have been to Sweden, you have been to many countries, South Africa. So getting a visa for you right now is not as hard as for many people that have never traveled.
Yeah.
So because of the history, the boy got a visa, went to the US, and settled. He never, ever bothered to know how the father and mother are doing. It's a true story. And
it's because I see where you're going with this story, Dad.
Guess what happened? The adopted daughter also went to the US. We met in the US. She was the one now sending money to the
parents.
And the real son, who was equal in the US, was enjoying his life. Life has moved on. And these parents remember all the opportunities and the doors, which you guys may think it's a rate, but nothing is a rate, because there are parents that have all the benefits and they are not sharing seriously.
Yeah.
So this parent lived in pain, and definitely they had questions about their son. What didn't we do? Why could he, at least, even knowing that father and mother still exist after? So if a parent like that would feel, wouldn't that parent feel pain?
Yeah.
Would they have a reason to struggle with forgiveness?
Yeah, but that's not really the angle that I wanted us to go. But I mean, that's true.
Yes, I want.
But let's also give the flip side.
Yeah.
Don't you think that there are some parents that will expect their children to forgive them when they were terrible parents to them? Do you think that forgiveness is a right for the parent?
Who is a terrible parent?
I know there's a parent that's
that's
a parent that's abusing their kids.
Abusing verbally, yeah. Useless, like this one that we've just seen.
No, but the thing is, sometimes that's not necessarily warranted, because you can't just you can't be speaking down on your children every single day.
Like what?
Like,
give an example.
You can't, like, every single day someone comes and tells you you're never going to make it, you're a waste of my time, why did I produce you, useless child? Every single day.
Do you know why parents say that?
Unwarranted. No, like imagine, like, from childhood.
Do you know
from,
why?
like, the time you were a baby, they come and no, but there should be no reason that you should be speaking ill on a child, because they're going to carry that forever.
I'm not saying that those are the right choices of words,
Mm-hmm.
but the Batoro and the Baganda have a proverb, and proverbs are for wise people. Anybody that can use proverbs, so that they say, the Baganda say, akanaba akendo.
What does that mean?
You know what? The Batoro say, akayugi, akaraba akayugi wakarora mukono. So in those days, there was something like a small calabash. You know what a calabash is? So before we got cups or bowls or jugs, so it would have a bent shape, which they would use, you see, like a stick, a walking stick. So it grows and it bends like this, but it leaves the calabash part. Then they remove all those stuff out by putting a little hole, so that they can now hold their water either as a jug or as even a bottle or a cup. So they say the shape, the way that thing is being shaped determines, shows the future. So there are so many things that predict children's future. In our days, a child that did not know how to dig, because there's no way you are going to feed the family. Even marrying a wife, question number one, does she know how to dig? So if you lived in our age, some of you kids would not be married by anybody. I'm telling you. So they would say, this, if you cannot dig, you are considered lazy. That means, who is going to feed the children you're going to produce? How will you feed your husband? You are sleeping and waiting for who? So some people can predict.
So by that prediction, why you feel like your child won't do that well, it warrants you to speak nothing into them every single day. You're breaking them down.
You say it every day, and the results are the same.
No, because now, see, the only thing that you're going to get out of
that is a statement of frustration.
No, but the only thing that you're going to get out of that is, like, this child is going to grow up saying, okay, now if I'm going to be anything, like, you already don't like me, you're going to speak whatever, you continue to speak, and they'll just continue living like that.
So would you be deaf not to have heard or seen or to know the heart of your father or mother when they're every day telling you, read your books? For example, read your books, and you're on television. I say, read your books, and you are out playing football. Read your books, and you say, who is going to do the exams for you?
No, but that's not the same level of the statements that I gave you as an example. But the thing is, those emotional scars alone, you know, when you have someone that continuously doesn't believe in you, that kind of stuff, not only is it depressing, but it can really affect someone's health. Then there's also the parents that physically abuse them. Now, when a child grows up knowing that they were disliked by their parents, and then they try to move past it because of the things that will seep into everything you do. If your parents say you'll never make it, you also start telling yourself you'll never make it. It will come in every single thing you do. When you grow past it, do you think that those kind of parents are deserving of forgiveness from their children? Emotional abusers, physical abusers.
It depends if what they did was even a mistake.
But it can't be a mistake if it's continuous.
Let me say.
If your children are walking on eggshells around you.
Do you believe that they are rebellious children?
Yeah, but not every child is rebellious.
I'm saying, do you believe there are kids that are stubborn?
Yeah.
Do you believe that there are certain children, unless you use some kind of force, they will not do it?
That one's... I'm not going to over-explain that, but let me just say...
No, you are a child. Have you interacted with people, kids, that are very annoying, whether at school, teachers will say this and the child will do the opposite every now and then, to the level of even calling parents.
Yeah, but there are so many things that can cause that. Because now imagine that's the only time that the child is free to express themselves, because at home they don't have that.
Express themselves in rebellion by abusing other kids.
Okay, no, that kid's just rude. But now if a kid
that's what I'm
continuously
saying.
doesn't want to do something, there's probably something at home. It stems from there.
But you see, one of the things we need to know is that, yes, there are areas where parents can make mistakes. And because you are a child, you are not a parent yet. True?
Yeah.
Whose parent are you?
It's okay. Let me just allow that one.
Now, even you, my cameraman, let me tell you, I will even tell, me at home, I tell my children, it is me and your mother that has the right to punish. Because you have not produced anybody, you cannot set the standards for me. So what you think and what I think are two different things. And what you think deserves a forgiveness, maybe you deserved a third slap and you only got 2. And you're angry, but you needed to be pushed slightly a little bit more. Because guess what, Shana? Have you seen families that were very good families? You'd look at the kids and you admire them, you look at the parents, and once the parents are not there, everything collapses 100%, because kids were not pushed enough, and pushing them, they feel that you're taking them from their comfort zone.
Okay, maybe let's move.
So then they would hate you.
There.
They would hate you for. Should I tell you? I had a guy that used to live in my house. This guy, I love trees. You guys that are watching, and trees would totally drop a lot of leaves. Mm-hmm. So this guy was too lazy that he could not bend to pick. So what he did was he got this stick, like a walking stick, and he brought a rubber, and he tied something sharp, a metal, so that he walks, and which is some kind of creativity. He's putting his pointed thing, and the leaf is the leaves are coming here. So the moment we would leave, and people that live in gated communities, sometimes you have no clue or idea what happens in your own houses. Mm-hmm. So the moment the gate would open and the car leaves, he drops his stick, the leaves are there, even those that had already been collected on his little metallic thing, he puts it down. And then he goes to the sitting room to put on TV, where parental guidance is needed. Mm-hmm. And this is a guy, I have my own children, I'm raising my children in a godly way. There are certain things I don't want them to even see. Mm-hmm. And the guy, he hears the car coming, he runs, picks his stick, and you say, do those leaves not come to an end? I left you picking. I come back and you're still. And then when you go to the sitting room to put on TV, it is on a channel that you have never watched. And says, no, I think it did itself. It did itself. So if I use the tone mm-hmm. that shows that I will not allow this, because my home, there are rules, there are regulations, and there are do's, there are don'ts.
Whereas that can be true, I think maybe let's deviate a bit. Let me ask, why is it that it's so difficult for some parents to apologize to their children even when they know that they were wrong?
So how do you want me to come and say, Shana, do you know? Oh, my daughter, I am very sorry. How do I do it? I bend, I kneel, I bow,
No, but it doesn't have to even be like so like exuberant. But sometimes even you know that something that you've done is not correct.
Like what?
Because you can't expect, like
what?
You know the same thing, like maybe if you did like a reaction and even you know that was an overreaction as a parent, why is it so difficult also like...
How would I measure your sensitivity on reaction and overreaction?
No, not my not mine, but yours. Like let's say maybe your reaction to something that was small was far too large.
Reaction and where does reaction come from?
No, like there's so many things that can cause you to react, or maybe let's say something that you've done.
React without a cause?
No, like you can maybe let's say like you come back and like you find your daughter and she's sleeping, and then you start maybe like you're beating her and saying that she's lazy. But what if she's having really, really terrible period cramps, and you know because of losing blood she passes out, and you think she's sleeping, and then you come to find this out later and you realize, oh, my reaction was not
called for.
Why would it be so hard to come and tell your child that you know what you did wasn't correct?
So the child has to explain.
No, but this is after everything. The question is, why is it so difficult for some parents to apologize to their children?
Because there is even a statement. They say, Omuzadde tasobya.
But that's not correct.
Omuzadde tasobya.
But that's not true. Everyone is human. Parents are human, just like everyone else, and they are. So why is it so difficult to apologize to children?
I would say this. Let there be proper communication. If you know, let me say, Shana, you know what I cannot handle, what I can't take. And I'll tell you guys, one of the things I would not take are unnecessary excuses. You see, no, I don't take it, because giving me an excuse is convincing me not to accept the results that I want. So if I want results, don't explain. Give me the results. And I learned this from my father. He has paid his fees, and then you come with the worst report, and you're in the same class with everybody else. How do you explain that? Don't you owe me an explanation?
Yeah, but we're a bit deviating from the question.
No. So, if something is out of hand and proper communication is done, like the example you gave, you are having cramps and then I mistook it for laziness, I would say, oh, sorry, I didn't know that. And you don't expect me to go beyond that level as a parent.
But why is it so difficult for parents to also offer some of these things to their children?
Because I'm a parent.
But that's not an answer.
It is.
How?
Should I tell you? Number one, Shana. Day number one when your mom got pregnant, I took care. Her moods changed, and I was a victim of mood change and a lot of things. And those of you that take children's daughters and mistreat them, the birth of Shana, that day I did not sleep. I was in hospital. Pressure. When they took my wife to hospital theater, which was a very expensive one in those days, very expensive. So I start counting the millions that are already going on Shana. And then Shana comes to me and says, you see, I will also say, but wait a minute. I have fathered you, I have fed you, I have carried you. Do you know, there were times when these legs, before they could step on the ground.
But you know some of these things that you're talking about.
Wait a minute. That is my input. Have you carried me?
No, but...
Have you?
But the thing is, you're the one that chose to like produce me, so why should you really hold it?
I didn't know.
No, you're the one that... No, but regardless of whichever child you are going to receive, you decided with your wife that, you know what, one child is not enough. Divine, I think I want another child. Let's produce another one. And then you produced me. I wasn't there to say, produce me, I come. So if you've chosen...
Are you happy that you're a member of my family?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Are you happy?
No, of course.
If you were going to choose today?
If I was going to choose today, I would stay in heaven. Why should I come to
No,
hell?
would you... no, you are not in heaven now. Time for you
life is
to
also
come.
not that nice. Why would you want to come
The question is,
and stay?
would you reject my family for another family, or do you still want me as your dad?
Yeah, I would want you as my dad, but the thing is, you wanted
now,
me. No, the thing is, some of the examples that you're giving, like as a parent, you can't hold that over a child. Oh, you're paying money for hospital bills. You knew that you were going to produce a child. You know that it costs money.
True.
You're holding the child. You can't expect a newborn to walk. Some of these things, or you paid school fees. You can't have an illiterate child. You took me to good schools by your choice. Like the thing is, you can't...
Oh, you're choosing my daughter.
My choosing?
This girl you see here, tell people the truth.
Okay, mine is not a good example, but...
and
also, let me first even give you this. I chose first of all, I was like 6 years. I'm sitting in the car. I just finished nursery. Then they're like, okay, now it's time to go to primary school, because my nursery school didn't have a primary. Where do you want to go? And I said the first school I knew, because it was the school that I'm like, wow, okay, I want to go to Aga Khan. Okay, of course, for you, my daughter, I will take you. Like, if you give me time to even think more. Did I know? I was 6 years. I didn't even understand the concept of school fees. So you can't really hold that over your child.
I'm
like
not holding it over, but what I'm trying to say... No, but the thing is, you're giving as an example as to why you can't expand your apology for more than, that's my bad. Sometimes it would also make us feel like we're strengthening our relationship if you also admit, Shana, my reaction was more than needed to be. I'm sorry. You're losing nothing, but what you're gaining, I'm feeling like, okay, I can trust you. You've not hurt me. I'm not going to hold resentment towards you, because that's why so many parents are not having good relationships with their children. No, the relationship. By the way, let me use this. Redefine the word. Relationship is by blood. You are related to me by blood. By being my daughter.
That can be true, but we can have zero bond if we're not if we have nothing to connect us. Our fellowship
between me and you will be affected by circumstances. However, where there is good communication, like you come and say, Dad, you're angry, but you say, okay, I didn't know that.
But how many parents can you say that to when they are angry?
And that is enough.
No, but Dad, you're looking at it from your perspective. How many families, traditionally, can you go and tell your father, you can't call me lazy because I'm on my period, I'm having severe cramps? You do realize that even me telling, if I'm in people and I say, let me even say it now, Damasen's behind the camera. Would you be surprised if I said that if I'm dying, I'll tell Dad, hey Dad, I'm on my period, can you kindly buy some pads on the way home and even bring me chocolate? Is that something you hear normally, that people tell their dads? That's something you don't hear, because very many, it's taboo for people to say. So now, someone's just going to have to sit. Not only have they been now beaten because they're on their period, that's just the example that I'm giving.
Should I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
When you get employed,
and
you get into that kind of situation, will you work?
But it also does depend.
Or you stay at home and come after a week.
We've not said that we're going to stay home. I've just said, because these things, periods are cycles. Some women have it worse than others. Sometimes just can be so bad that you pass out. You can be in the office and you faint. If your employee is just in office and they faint, wouldn't you also send them home? You would.
I retired one for fainting. Yeah, because we were talking issues, management issues. I'm telling you the truth. As we were talking, I didn't know her health condition. I really didn't know. And she's the person I have to ask because she's in that office. True?
Yeah.
And then I said, can you please explain this? And I said, can you break it down for me to understand? Because when you're speaking, you already know, and I don't. So don't put me on the level of you thinking that I already know what you're saying. So can you elaborate deeper? And she started fainting. Hey.
She started fainting like what? From like fear of talking to you?
She collapsed.
But that's a
so I had now to run. No, wait.
Different
no,
scenario.
wait. I had to run, bring water, bring a piece of cloth, and then she recovered. After recovering, did I ask that question again? Did the meeting continue? And then when we went home, I sat. We sat with my wife. We said, now she's very good. We love her work. But when you ask her, she faints.
But that's completely different from whatever I'm alluding to. But let's just move a little bit from there. But you see,
that could also be as a result of maybe coming from a home where nobody has ever said, stop it, don't do it.
Or
why?
The flip side is that she could have also come from a home in which every single time, like a parent can ask you a question and then you're just beaten beyond recognition. That can also be a trauma response.
No, there you get used. You develop immunity towards that.
You do know that very few people, people like that are outliers. Most people will develop severe trauma to that. But I think let's ask another one. Yeah. Do you believe that relationships, at least parental relationships, can heal without children receiving apologies from their parents? Do you think that they'll grow into adulthood and that relationship will heal and they'll be able to, have a bond with their parents again?
Oh, yes. I think unless you have a problem with unforgiveness, I told you that you kids, the Gen Zs, all of you Gen Zs, the type of punishment and reaction that you're getting from your parents today is diluted like 95% from what some of us receive.
But must we?
And we talk to our parents, we support our parents, we have not hated them. Apart from a few that have either an influence, listen, because also there are divided families where father is influencing kids on his side and mother influencing on her side.
But listen, let's go a bit back to when you talked about the 95 and the 5.
No, let me finish. So those that are coming from a divided family, kids will hate one and like the other, forgive one and not forgive the other, because it is programmed that way. But in a family where even a mother will say, Mwana wange tochiddamu, my daughter, my son, don't do that again. Your father doesn't, So the child will not resent. But this one says, oh, your father is true. Why? Oh, we are in trouble here. This home is a hell. So the approach to forgiveness from either of those families would be very different. And I'm going to challenge you parents, unify your families, because at the end of the day, all these kids are going to leave the house. And guess who stays? Father and mother. And kids, if parents didn't do well in preparing for retirement and they're going to depend on their kids, one of you is going to suffer, because they will empower the other and ignore the other.
Okay, so I think, as you're also talking to parents, if you know very well that you have also not been the best parents to your children, please do not also just wake up and start expecting friendships with them if you've pushed your children away continuously. I feel like that's something that I really wanted us to delve on.
Yeah, let me also put this to the parents and the kids. You children should understand that we as parents, we wish well for our children. It doesn't matter how our presentation is. There are people that present wrongly, but they're trying to make a presentation. There are people that try comedy and they cannot make you laugh. There are people that make comedy and they're demeaning groups and tribes, and they think they're funny. And so with parenting, firstborns are always treated with more iron fist because they're experimental kids.
But that's also not a nice label to put on someone, though.
Let me tell you, because as a young parent, do you know that I trained myself to become a parent?
Yes, I mean,
nobody.
Those are all
you
there.
see
No
what
one
you're
is
doing
there.
right now?
No one is there to tell you these
This
things.
show, Shana, that you brought, Parental Advisory, where a parent and a child can sit and listen. There will be ideas that one will hear that he would never think of on him for himself or herself. So, the way I treated my firstborn, secondborn, they have to be like me. They have to do this way. This is me. My child will. And then you realize later that what you expected, this is a complete, normal, independent human being. So this is why lastborns, you have crushed, you have tried, it has not worked. And by the time you realize it doesn't, firstborns will come and say, but is this the same dad that I had? How is it that this baby can do this and dad is saying nothing? Huh? Sitting on the lap, playing, refusing to eat, and all this. So even as parents, all of us are entering into this parenthood. You may blame us, but who trained us? Nobody. Self-training. So mistakes will be done. Experiments will be done. This is what I'm saying.
All of these things can be true, but why is it that there is also no acknowledgement from the parent side? Because sometimes what a relationship from a parent, like the fixing of that relationship, all it really needs is for a parent also come and say, you know what, even I know that this was also not right on my part. Because some of these things,
how do you even
let me just,
it was not right?
Let me put this into perspective. Some of these things are wounds that these children are going to carry forever. If you've let me expand. You give me a bit to explain. Now, if you grow up and you have a parent that was, they're very mixed. On some days, they're going to be the most tough parent that you've ever had. They're going to beat you. They're never going to listen to you. Other days, they are going to be, let's say, like they're okay, and you can't speak up. They're demeaning to you. And then all of a sudden, maybe you get other siblings, and then the parent changes. You're not going to have a relationship with your parent the way these other siblings are going to have, because the parent that you had was different. And then now that this parent has changed and realized that maybe their parenting style was flawed, or maybe their parenting style has become softer, they're going to start questioning why their children the older children are going to be closer to them. But because these children are going to carry scars of the words that you used to tell them, the way that you used to beat them. And these things don't just affect your relationship with them, but it also manifests in the relationships that they have with other people. They're going to see themselves as less than if you used to continuously demean them. They're going to be avoiding people similar to you just for a small peace of mind. Like if you are a parent and you were a terrorist and you never give your kids any peace, they are going to leave so many people just because they have a pattern similar.
A very bad word. A parent being a terrorist.
Because now if you have a parent that you can't be in the same room with without feeling like you're suffocating or you're anxious, you can't even speak up, that person is terrorizing you, not only mentally. Not every single bad parent is abusive physically, but some of these scars, the physical ones, the mental scars, they hold just as much. And if a parent really does cherish the bond that they would want to have with their child, a parent can come and say, I understand, I've had other children, I realize that the way I treated you when you were younger was not the best, and I hope that you can forgive me and we can also go and be friends. I'm still your parent, yes, I hope you still respect me.
Let me put it this way, Shana. Are we friends? Our relationship is not a friendship.
But it's friendly.
Our relationship is father and daughter.
But it's friendly.
A friend and a parent are two different.
No, but our relationship is friendly.
Friendly and friends are different things.
Yeah, so that we can have like a comfortable, a peaceful relationship.
Let me tell you by experience, even in homes, you guys prove me if I'm wrong. Kids that are pampered, overprotected, let's say, a stepmom is coming in and they can really be very tough on certain kids, and they're very gentle, friendly, actually friends with their own. Guess who succeeds? the most? This terrorized kid. Because the world is a tough world. This child is taught to be tough. And these kids grow up expecting...
No, the world can be tough, but you don't have to be terrible.
From the love of the father, then the father is not able, and these kids have never stood on their own. So when parents push, it's not out of hatred.
No, but you can push a child without being terrible to the child, because sometimes you can push a child and you can put them in situations that will allow them to grow without being horrible to these children. You can allow them to grow and stand on their feet and guide them without being terrible. And if you're a parent and you also know that but you can't.
What is terrible? What is terrible?
There are so many examples that have been giving.
Give me two.
Like you can't be. For example, as a parent, if you're hot and cold to your child, you're going to confuse them. Like you can't
Give an example.
An example?
At least two. You say if a parent is like this, it's terrible. A parent like this is terrible.
If you're a parent and your words to your children are so I don't want to say rude. If your words are horrible, they are misguided, they are mischosen, and they're painful, then that's being terrible. Because especially during formative ages, if you're a parent and every single time maybe your child comes up to you, you weaponize it against them, that's being terrible. There are so many examples.
Weaponizing what?
Like if a child comes to you with an issue and then you bring it up at a later time, maybe when their child is being vulnerable, your child is never going to be open to you again. That's being terrible, because now they're never going to trust you, and now you're hurting your children. Essentially, some of these questions that came in from people are people that have been hurt. I understand that maybe parents, you may not... You feel that it's beneath you to also tell your child that, you know what, this was something that didn't go well. But the same way as a parent, you also want your child to say sorry when you know they've done something that has hurt you, something that was not right, something that you feel like could have also been done better. You can also offer the same decency to your child, because the thing is, children learn from their parents. They mirror their parents.
Back to family setup and how the relationship is established in families. So if there is good communication in a family, then corrections can be made. And some people can make a correction without even saying sorry.
But why is it that specific word sorry is so hard for some parents? To your child. Like, why must you produce a child that you can't even offer some simple decency like that?
You see, if there is good communication between parents, the example you gave, I would say, oh, I didn't know. And for a parent, that is enough apology.
But that's not enough for the child. You didn't know, and then what?
The child must learn. So that means the child is not humble enough. There is
humble enough.
Wait. There is an element of pride. Somebody coming to me, it doesn't matter whether you're my parent.
That's not even. But it's from it's because you're looking at it from a really wrong perspective.
Which wrong perspective?
Sometimes all someone wants to hear, it doesn't even have to be a very long apology. You don't even have to explain yourself. You just say, oh, I'm sorry. And it ends there. And you don't know how many wounds, like parents, you don't understand how many wounds that you can fix from your
wounds.
But how do you expect them to release those wounds? You do know that those things will follow them forever. Like the same way a child who has been bullied all throughout their formative years will carry some of the words from the bullies forever. You do understand that those things are there and it can affect people's confidence. Can you agree with that?
So
no. Can you agree with that?
Can you compare
your
parents
but
to
can
a
you
bully?
But can you agree with that?
That would be a very wrong
comparison. I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying, like, the effects of the bully. Can it follow someone forever after they've experienced that for their formative years?
Every experience people go through.
No. But can you
remain?
But can you agree with that statement?
I still remember the teachers that beat me. I still remember teachers that gave my sister more marks for free.
Exactly.
To make me feel angry.
Now you see the things, the way you remember all these things.
But I'm not supposed to be a friend of my teacher. Many of them have died off anyway. They have grown old, but we have been close, we would meet and laugh and all this, and it's okay. That was a period then. It's over.
So me and my dad had this conversation yesterday
kids
in
must
which
learn to move over.
Me and my dad had this conversation yesterday with which we said, we're telling our sister that it's always nice in life that you should be nice to people, because they will never, like, it's easy to forget someone who is nice, but it's very difficult to forget a time when people are mean to you, a time when people are bad to you, especially in a way that's going to affect the way you think. And it's similar to that. It's very hard to tell someone to let go of such serious trauma and then embrace their parents, because it's never going to happen. And if you're a parent out there and maybe you agree with my dad, you're also allowed to agree with my dad, but at least for me, I believe that it does no harm as a parent to also acknowledge and just tell your child, I'm sorry. You don't even have to expand so much and give them so many different...
Let's create a scenario here. Let's create...
I think maybe just because of time, we can't really create. I think so. Just in terms of closing statements, what I want to tell the people is, if you're a parent, it hurts no one to also offer an apology. It hurts no one to also acknowledge it, because at the end of the day, your child is going to grow up wishing for the day that they leave that house. So when they leave that house, they can also move into spaces where they feel appreciated and loved, where they don't have to listen to being demeaned every single day.
Now,
but if you're a parent and you feel like that's too much, then that's also okay. And if you're a child, those are wounds that can also heal with time, with distance. I mean, distance is also great, because they say distance makes the heart grow fonder, but sometimes it's also necessary and it's also important. And I really hope that maybe if you had very poor parental relationships, the Lord is a parent and He's amazing. He will not take away the jealousy that you may have had to other families who you saw having great relationships with their kids.
You can see those great from afar.
You
can easily, they say grass is greener.
No, but I think it's also like, especially like when you're a child.
Listen, there is no perfect family in this world. Each family has its own strengths, weaknesses, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Those are experiences that we all go through. I've told you, Shana, if my dad didn't beat me chiboko that night, I would also wonder what really happened.
But why must we compare bad to bad? Like the same way you said 95% to 5.
How many chiboko have you received from me?
No, I don't think that's something I can remember. But you used to beat me a lot when I was younger.
And that shaped you. And again, parents, let me also make this statement. Listen. Parents, kids are shaped from ages what to what, Shana? 0 to what? To 5. So you put every energy of shaping, guiding between 0 to 5. They give you a 10-year-old, you're already in trouble.
I don't.
So, as parents, please, let's look at that age group. And children, your parents are human, and you're human.
But why must we use that as an excuse?
We have dreams, which we're even paying for. Do you know I am the one financing your dream?
But again...
Yes or no?
But again, remember, you produced a child when you knew they were going to be... I may withdraw it. But remember that you produced children when you knew they were going to be
parents that are not doing it.
But that's also another thing. I'm not... just because I also know that it's time for us to close, I'm not going to expand. Right. Maybe we'll continue with this one. But if you were a parent and you really knew that, children come... We know how children came to be. We know that if you didn't plan for that child and you decided that you didn't want to abort the child, then you have to take responsibility of the child that you're going to have and also treat them with love and care. If you are treated badly and it hurts you...
The moment you reach 18, I am free to say, adult, hooray.
But then if you also know that you are raised and you are not raised well, why must you also raise your child in the manner that you yourself you didn't appreciate?
Let's close. Now, parents, children, all of us are human beings. It is human to do what? To err. However, in the world there is what they call seniority. And there is what they call preferential treatment. in certain homes, what the father eats is not what the children and others eat in some homes. That is because of the title and the authority that is there. So in a home, that must be respected. There is also gender. Men, what is expected of them, women, what is expected of them, boys, what is expected of them, and girls, what is expected of them. So we must understand the definition of family, and then understanding and respect of authority, because in any given family there is that authority. Mistakes can be done, good communication should be there, and it all depends on how the communication is done, is made. Otherwise, parental advisory. Actually, this is not parental advisory, only parent, but also children advisory.
And I think we actually need to start redefining it. Maybe next time parent advisory mean that us will start advising the parents, because I think a lot of children will not really accept this one. Same way a lot of parents will not. But I do hope for those of you that gave me, I represented you. Well, we'll be continuing with this episode, because I know it's very hard and difficult for parents to come to terms. So kids, just learn that then you're never going to get that apology. And
kids, remember, you will never get a perfect parent. But that one is not. But
a parent who tries is better than one who just accepts that they're imperfect. Well, anyways, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this one. As always, I'm Shana Mwesige. Until the next one.